Take a look at this coffee cup. The standard story of science says the universe is built entirely out of lifeless materials, atoms and molecules bumping into each other in the dark. But that story runs into a stubborn mystery. We assume that if you stack enough of those unfeeling atoms together into a highly complex structure, like a human brain, subjective experience suddenly switches on. The problem is, no one can explain how that switch actually works. There is no physical mechanism that shows why arranging numb matter in a specific shape should produce a rich inner life of colors, feelings, and memories. The Consciousness First model offers a different starting point. It proposes that experience is the foundational substance of reality itself, rather than a mysterious byproduct that appears at the end of evolution. Picture the universe as a vast, continuous ocean of raw experiential potential, a reality that has an inside aspect from the very beginning. Every living thing is a temporary shape formed out of this pre-existing cosmic ocean. Now, a common reaction to this idea is to ask why a couch doesn't have thoughts and feelings if everything is made of consciousness. The answer lies in the laws of physics. These are stable, shared constraints within the ocean that keep the universe from being complete chaos. They hold things in reliable, repeating patterns. Think of everyday matter as a rigidly locked structure. Individual nodes stay isolated. Because signals cannot circulate, it cannot form a unified viewpoint. But a living mind is different. Here, signals move in continuous circles, integrating the system. The physical world feels stubborn and solid to us because it is the stable, shared framework within which all our individual minds operate. The transition to biology begins with a boundary, a wall that separates a system from the environment around it. A single living cell establishes a functional boundary within the environment. It is an active process that works constantly to maintain itself, carving out a clear inside distinct from the outside. This boundary gives events meaning. Changes in the water now matter to the system because they can either help or tear it apart. Over billions of years, those simple boundaries evolved into complex nervous systems. Brains developed the ability to take in sensory inputs, loop them through memories, and integrate everything into a single, continuous perspective. A human mind is like a massive, cresting ocean wave. It is a highly organized movement of water, gathering momentum, history, and a unified direction as it travels. The human brain acts as the biological mechanism that gathers and organizes this universal consciousness into one continuous point of view. Individual experience is a dynamic achievement. It takes precise, self-maintaining biological organization to gather the raw potential of reality and focus it into a personal perspective. This diagram breaks down the self. Memories and social roles are layers built around a bright center of raw consciousness. As the outer rings of identity warp over time, that center remains constant. The story you tell about yourself is a temporary shape, not the source of consciousness itself. If we share the same conscious foundation, the distance between me and you starts to thin. Causing harm to another person is wounding another expression of the same reality we both inhabit. This also provides a clear way to understand death. Death is the breakdown of the biological organization that maintains our individual viewpoint and memory stream. When a wave breaks onto the beach, its unique shape ends, but the water washes back into the receding tide. The foundational consciousness remains. Human beings are the temporary forms through which the universe finally becomes local, memorable, and self-aware.